is Risha Yogesh Naik from KG2. The name of my project is Sources of Water. Rain is the most important source of water. Other sources of water are rivers, lakes, ponds, wells, and even sea. Thank you.
My name is Krisha Roka from 2nd A. My model name is Rainwater Harvesting. I am from People's Primary School. Rainwater harvesting is the process of collecting rainwater for later use. Rainwater can be collected in collection tank, which is then filtered and stored in tank or a well. The harvested rainwater is used for many purposes. During the dry seasons, we can use this water. The urban and rural area faces many problems due to water scarcity. Those problems can be solved easily if they use process of rainwater harvesting. We can also use this water for car washing, animal bathing or drinking and for gardening. Thank you. Hi, my name is Kamal from 2nd B. My project is about how wind energy is used to generate electricity and supply water. When the wind runs the blade of the wind turbine, it creates obviously the rotation of the blade produces electricity. This electricity is used to run the pump and supply water to the houses and to the fields for irrigation. In this project, water from the lake is pumped to the water line through the pumping station. The water from the tanks is used for agriculture and supplied to the house for daily use. House and the street and their supply of electricity to the turbine. As wind is available everywhere, it can be widely used. Safe.
A conveyor system consists of belts stretched across two or more pulleys. It forms a loop to continuously rotate.
And our science teacher name is Mrs. Prachi Kengre, and we made a robot for our science exhibition to show that the robot is a machine that does tasks without any help of a person. But there are also some disadvantages of robot. Now the Shubham will tell you one disadvantage of robot.
Robot is a machine and a battery. It operated, they could break down completely. Now Daksh will say some future of a robot.
Robot disposed the bomb and help for military.
See now how our robot is working.
We have organized this exhibition, and this exhibition is mainly for science, social studies, and art and craft. And this exhibition is from KG to 4th standard in the primary section. Then it is followed by the secondary section, and then it is followed again by the high secondary section. So this mainly we have this program every year to showcase their talents, because otherwise they will not get any chance to bring out their talents. So that's the reason we are having this. They have tried a lot. All these children, they have done so small they are though, but they have done all on their own. So that's why we have to all appreciate their work.
My name is Disha Prabhu Gaukar and I'm from People's High School, Goa. And this is our project, the physics project. And basically, as you can see, this is a physical pendulum, wherein pendulums of different lengths have been suspended from a fixed point. And because of the difference in the length of each pendulum, there is a time difference between each pendulum, which means this is a shorter pendulum which has a shorter time period, whereas this one is a longer pendulum which has a longer time period. So because of the difference in each time period of each pendulum, there is a difference of phase in each pendulum, and because of the difference in the phase, there is a wave created. You can see the wave from that side. So this is the movement of the wave.
On which principle does it work?
So there's no applications of this.
Concept is
Yes.
It's the wave pendulum. It just shows how a wave forms. It just shows how a wave forms, and the other applications are be seen here. So a formation or an application of this wave forming is seen in resonance. So resonance is an application where a forced vibration is being struck on one pendulum. The other pendulum, which has the same length, starts to vibrate automatically. Same happens with the other case. If this pendulum is struck with a force, the other pendulum, which has the same length, strikes and has an own frequency which matches it. Whereas the other one, which is longer in length and doesn't have any equal length, it doesn't isolate. Resonance in the life is seen in three parts, which is the earthquake formation, the belly bridge, and the breaking of sound bar. So have you ever heard about belly bridges, where bridges automatically starts to vibrate? This is because the frequency of the wind matches with the frequency of the bridge. Therefore, the bridge starts to vibrate. Have you ever heard earthquake has taken place and only one house breaks and the remaining stays? We say it's a poor constructive effect, but this is a misconception. An earthquake has three forms: greater than 2 seconds of time period, equal to 1 second of time period, and less than 1 second of time period. Therefore, the frequency of the one which has a greater than 2 seconds of time period, the earthquake will form and break this house only, and the remaining two will remain. If the frequency matches to 1 second of time period, this one is going to remain and the other two are going to break. The other application is of breaking of sound glass. This glass has its own frequency, but when the same frequency is played in the sound box, this glass automatically breaks with a greater sound. This sound is quite greater as compared to a normal glass breaking. Thank you.
We all eat green vegetables, right? So they're normally adulterated with malacite. Malacite is a chemical that is used in green vegetables to make them look more fresher and greener. So to perform the dish, we need a cotton swab and soak it in water. Now you have to rub the cotton on the vegetable. Now you can see that there is no change in color. So this is not adulterated. But if it was green in color, it would be adulterated. The same before hing.
Hing is sometimes adulterated with foreign resins. To find out, we can conduct this test. First, I'm going to take some hing. And now we are going to burn it. So pure hing will always burn like camphor. So we are going to observe how it burns. So as you can see, it is not burning like camphor. So we can say that it is adulterated with foreign resins. But if it were to burn like camphor, then it is not adulterated with foreign resins.
So now we check if turmeric is adulterated with artificial colors or not. So when I add this turmeric from a beaker containing water, it settles down with a bright yellow color. That means it is adulterated with artificial colors. It has added increase its quantity.
So now we are going to do a test for sugar. So to check if sugar is adulterated or not, just put 1 spatula of sugar in a test tube. Add a little bit of diluted hydrochloric acid. If there are
effervescence, then the sugar is adulterated. But here, in this case, there is no effervescence. Sugar is pure. Sugar is normally adulterated with chalk powder, which is calcium carbonate. When calcium carbonate reacts with HCl, we get carbon dioxide gas. But in this case, there is no effervescence. Therefore, the sugar is pure.
Purpose of the science festival today in People's is to actually see the talent and motivate them into actually in the working spirit and see how good they are and to get a teamwork. It's basically helps in their holistic development. We are amazed to see different projects, especially in the category science. Even there were fantastic project as far as psychology is concerned, and the best part was the students showed their talent in art, fine arts, and craft. So I'm really thankful to the support that we got from the parents today and the management. The parents have really been able to guide them properly to do these projects. The mentors were there to help them do it, and of course the students have done. They will go along. These projects will take them a long way, especially the working models that are there. They have learned a lot through these working models.
We have a hemodialyzing unit or artificial. When a kidneys undergo kidney failure, our blood does not get filtered. So the toxins in our blood get accumulated in our body. Well, these toxins need to be filtered out, right? So we make use of the artificial kidney. The artificial kidney begins with a small incision in our hand. From this incision, blood is taken out. It goes to the blood pump, wherein we add heparin to prevent blood from coagulating. It then goes to the dialyzer, which is the main part of the machine. It has two parts. One is a membrane through which the blood flows, and the second is a dialyzing fluid, which is similar to our blood without the toxins. The toxins move from a higher concentration in the permeable membrane to a lower concentration in the dialyzing fluid. The fluid, which is now full of the toxins, is discarded, while the clean blood is pumped back to our body from our veins.
Right here, as you see, this is the electronic voting machine used by the government of India for the election processes, every Lok Sabha, parliamentary, even panchayat elections. So the election process in India has to be very free, fair and neutral and transparent. So to have this done in the right way, the Election Commission of India has introduced us to the electronic voting machine. We have been using this since 2001 and it is widely used so far. So this 18 Lok Sabha election will have a total of 96 crore voters spread over 28 states and 8 union territories. We will have a total of 12.5 lakh voting personals required to only oversee the voting process. The electronic voting machine consists of 3 parts: the control unit, which is the third polling officer, then the VVPAT, which is the voter verifiable paper audit trail, and the ballot unit, which is having 16 candidates, including Nota. The Nota was a Supreme Court initiative added later after some years. So when you go for the voting process, what happens is when you enter the polling booth, the voter will meet the first polling officer, which will check the epic and the identity cards. The second polling officer will check the voter slip and the ink will be given. And the third polling officer will, on the control unit, which is this right here presented, and the button will be on, the ballot will be passed over here to the ballot unit, and then the voter can easily choose any of the candidates they like or are favorable to them. And then a beep sound is heard, and then in the VVPAT, which is the voter verifiable paper audit trail, the name and the symbol of the candidate will be shown. This is how the process is done of elections in India, all over states and union territories. Thank you.
So it was nice judging the science and the maths exhibition here. The maths exhibition that we just saw was really amazing. Very good concepts. You can take a look at each one of them, especially very impressive what the teachers who put in the efforts with the students in getting these concepts across, like the Yagna Kurund, then those tangle properties which can be used as teaching aids. There are really impressive work done by the students and the teachers here.
Looking at all the projects, I see that efforts taken by teachers and even the students, they are very impressive. I could see the efforts taken are very nice, and the projects, they are based on all the science and concepts. They are really means thought provoking, and it is really seen that the efforts are seen, and the People's High School, they are taking too much of efforts on taking the students to the higher heights. So I wish them all the best in their future endeavor. Thank you.
I should say it was a wonderful display of talent. A lot of efforts are taken by the principal, the teachers, and we could see that the students are enthusiastically involved in the projects. I think this is the need of the hour because when we are moving towards the new education policy, we are focusing more on learning through doing, and I think the teachers and the students have taken a lot of efforts in doing these projects, and it was really difficult to say which one was the best. All seemed very, very good, and I should say that this projects should be observed by all the students of the school and the high secondary, so that they also feel like doing such projects, and next year we may have many more such displays. So I congratulate People's High Secondary for all these efforts they have put in for today's science, commerce and arts exhibition. One more thing I would really, what I really liked is that usually we associate projects with science. And I think it was really innovative to see, commerce and art students also displaying beautiful projects. And, like lot of informative matter was there in that. Like one thing which I really liked was the information to consumers. I think if the students learn about these things, they can even give this message at home. And even the project on the mobile phones and how it influences our psychology, and even the paintings which were displayed by the students, I think that was really commendable. So I should say it was not just the projects, I should say it was a talent hunt wherein students have displayed their best in today's project, whatever this science and arts and commerce exhibition what they had here.
My name is Tanesh Santosh Gaikwad. I am from People High Secondary School from 80. Our project is on electromagnetic brakes. It's how it works. It is iron rod surrounded by coppers and switches to switch and 12-volt battery. It's a 12-volt battery, and when we put on the switch, when the electromagnetic field has been generated here and attached to iron disc, and how it's you want to see it is practical. It's like this. It is stopping on the button. It's mostly used in the train industries because the train are much heavier and it goes more than 1,000 km per day. And it's because we cannot use the disc brake because the disc brake will be worn out and it will take a certain time of period to change and it may be must of investment. It will be more costly. So it is the good of to industries. It is also made for train industries.
What's the overall expenditure?
This is a magnetic field brakes. Expenditure around 2000 or 1900 and something.
This purpose is we made of that the minimize of the people, working people who get hard back pain, everything. That's why we made a semi-automatic floor cleaning machine. This coming generation is mainly useful for every home, hotel, and showroom, everything.
Electricity generated from how rainwater. Rainwater harvesting is one of the simplest and modest methods of self-supply of water to households. Rainwater harvesting is the type of water harvesting in which the rainwater is collected and stored for future use rather than allowing it to run off. Rainwater can also be collected from households and redirected to deep wells or storage tanks. The harvested water can also be used for gardening, agriculture, irrigation, livestock, domestic with properties. The harvested water can also be used for drinking water.
From People High School, and this is our project known as Third Eye. This is for the blind people, and it gives awareness about the environment gives the awareness about the environment and the surrounding. It shoots ultrasounding wave which deflects and comes back, and the detector detects it, and the DC motor inside it starts to vibrate. And this is also used by the bats to navigate and find their food, and also in submarines and ships in form of sonar and radar.
9th A and our project is based on the geometry used in the making of Yagya Kunds. So there are two aspects to making a Yagya Kund. One is the shape and the other is the size. The shape depends on the purpose of the Yagya and the size depends on the number of offerings. So a square is for the overall well-being and the circle is for peace of a kingdom or a person. So there is great significance given to the cardinal directions when making this. So for making the square, what they would do is draw the circle and place a stick in between at the center. So as the sun rises and the day goes by, you can see a shadow is cast. So this would give us a diameter which is exactly according to the east and west line. Now what we do is take the same radius as this circle and draw the circles over here. You see the diameter is hitting the circumference here. So the same thing happens here. To get the center over here, we take the center point perpendicular to this diameter and at the center. So 2 other circles over here, 4 circles in total. You'll see 2 intersection points. One is in the center and one make these corners which when attached make the square. Now our second objective here is making a circular Yagya Kund with the same volume as this. So what we would require is a base with the same exact area, because once I have an edge which is of the same height, I would automatically have the Yagya Kund of the same volume. So what we do over here is I've taken the same square again. This would otherwise be made in mud, so this can be erased. So they would continue over here, but to reduce confusion, I've made it again. So you can see the center is already provided to us. So we take the center and extend it to the corner and we draw a circle. Now we draw a line which is perpendicular to the sides. So this that you see, these angles are of 90 degrees. Right angle. Yeah. Now the line which is outside the square but inside the circle, this part of the line, we divide into 3 parts. So you can see 1, 2 and 3. So we take the radius up to 1/3 of it. Yeah? And we draw a circle. So this gives us a circle with the exact same area as the square. So all of these measurements and postulates are given in something that we call as Sulbha Sutras. So Sulbha Sutras are sets of shlokas which are completely based on the construction of fire altars. Now when kings used to have big yagyas for their kingdom, they would require a base. This is what we call as chithi in Sanskrit. So they are made up of bricks, and just like the Yagya Kund, the chithis also change shape according to the purpose. So if you see here, we have mentioned 2 other chithis. This is the Chitti and this is the Kurma Chitti. This is the Shayana Chitti which we have shown over here. So it is in the shape of a falcon. Yeah. In a chitti, we have 5 layers. Each layer consists of 200 bricks. So in total, we have 1000 bricks here. Now it is so precise that a blueprint for each of the odd and even layers are already provided in our ancient texts. So if you see here, these are the odd layers and these are the even layers. So they are stacked up something like this and the yagya is performed on top here. Now if you see all the bricks over here, or the layout of the bricks rather, these are all squares and these are all completely right angles. So what if I tell you that the Pythagoras theorem was already provided to us in our ancient texts much before Pythagoras introduced himself. So there is a shlok given over here and this is the translation of it. The translation completely translates to the Pythagoras theorem. So that is what they used to maybe get the perimeter or the area beforehand, before constructing the base.
My name is Arya Khandeparkar and I am from People's High School. Today we are going to talk about epic hydro energy. What is tidal power? Tidal power, also known as Hydroelectric power is the energy generated by harnessing the flowing water. It is achieved by building dams on rivers to create reservoirs of water. Then the water is released through the turbines to spin the generators to produce electricity. Now the question arises, why tidal power? Tidal power is a renewable source of energy and it is also environmentally friendly and compared to fossil fuels. Our project is of a miniature version of a tidal power source. Now my team member will explain to you the working of the model.
The dam is filled with water. So, when the water falls on the turbine, it starts rotating. Due to the pressure of water and the rotation of the turbine, mechanical energy is generated and then it is converted into electricity and then used into houses. There are many uses of the dams as such as it is used to as a peaking power plant. Its flexibility makes it a good match for less intermittent energy sources, and another benefit is that it won't run out as long as there is a good supply of water. Thank you. Thank you.